and welcome to day 23 of our Advent series. Today I'm going to be thinking a little bit about what Mary's story can tell us about the journey to Jesus. Now, when Phil asked me to take part in these Advent musings, I had no idea that he would ask me to talk about Mary, and I must admit feeling a little bit daunted by the whole prospect. I mean, it's Mary. So as a starting point, I began to reread the Christmas story and was struck again by Mary's deep, reflective spirituality, her obedience to God, her calmness, and her ability to, as Luke says, treasure up and ponder her thoughts about Jesus in her heart. I started to think more about Mary, mother to mother. What was she thinking in the days after the angel's visit? Did she have doubts about what had happened? Did she question her sanity? How daunted did she feel as the baby started to move about in her belly? When you're first pregnant, it's hard to imagine being responsible for a tiny human. You definitely can't envisage a toddler, and you definitely can't think about having a teenager. Never mind for Mary, the fact that he was the actual Son of God who had been prophesied about for generations. It isn't surprising that Mary took time to think. Even though these reflections were helpful in getting a feel for who Mary was, I felt as I prayed about it over the week that the Christmas story shouldn't actually be the focus, but that the passage in Luke chapter 2 about Jesus as a child in the temple was what God wanted me to draw out. I really love this passage for lots of reasons, not least because the realism and honesty of the portrayal convinces me again of the truth of the Bible. As parenting fails go, this one is pretty massive, and it gives reassurance to all of us, parents or not, who have ever made gigantic life blunders. In this passage, Mary and Joseph accidentally leave Jesus behind in Jerusalem, each of them thinking he was with the other, and let's face it, we've all been there. You can imagine the panic rising as the realisation dawns that he isn't with them anymore, and the frantic 3-day search until they find him doesn't bear thinking about. It's not surprising that Mary slightly loses it with Jesus when she finds him. Again, we've all experienced the adrenaline-fuelled mixture of relief, love and anger that pours out in these situations. Mary might have felt cross at Jesus, but the reality was they left him behind. It made me think about how often this happens in our own lives, about how often we blame God for leaving us, for being absent, when actually if we unpick things, the fault is ours and we've left him, intentionally or otherwise. He promises to always be there, and his promises are true, even through all the struggles and distractions of life. I thought about Mary and Joseph on the road out of Jerusalem and wondered how it could have taken them so long for them to realise their son was missing. But then, how often do we journey along the road, oblivious to the fact that we are gradually, bit by bit, getting distracted and leaving Jesus behind? I felt like that was the message that God really wanted me to share, that this Christmas Jesus wants us to reflect on where we are in relation to him. Have we gone a bit off course? Are we along the road somewhere doing our own thing, presuming he's there but not really engaging and oblivious to the fact that actually we've left him way behind? Or are we at the temple, sitting at his feet, listening and learning from his words, feeling his love and acceptance and grace? No matter where we are along the road, it's not too late to leg it back, in the full knowledge that he will be right there where we left him, ready to welcome us again.